When a certain game gets popular, it is 100% guaranteed that literally thousands of developers will attempt to make a game similar to it for mobile. Sometimes they end up coming out great, but it's more commonly known to be absolute garbage just to cash in on popular games it attempts to imitate. And this is probably what Crash X is. Obviously attempting to be another car destruction game like Wreckfest or BeamNG like the other millions of games on the Play Store. Loading into the game, we are given plenty of options to choose from. Going on skins, we are able to buy different types of skins for our driver, which all look fantastic. Going on cars, we are able to buy different types of cars like, not an E46 M3, and, not a Comet, to drive. In tuning, we are able to change the color of our car, tint the windows, change the rims, change spoilers, adjust suspension and change what our license plate says. After doing everything we need to do, we can go to select our game mode, change some settings and begin. Deadly Ascent pretty much has you having to drive to the top of a hill while having to dodge semi-trucks with plows on them. It's pretty easy to do, and if you do crash, you'll mostly be able to continue driving. When you get to the top of the hill, you just get a basic victory screen showing some stats during your run, like the fastest you went and how much money you earned. Deadly Ascent is a pretty good game mode, but the only problem is that the trucks aren't very good at driving. Next, racing. Racing is just a simple race. It's super easy to overtake the other races and you'll mostly always finish in first. The only other thing you can really do is mess with the other races, like spinning them out or just crashing into them. Next, Icy Descent. Pretty much all you have to do is drive down a mountain that's covered in snow. But in this game mode, you can actually pick having traffic or other races. Traffic pretty much just drives in both directions and don't even attempt to slow down or turn for you. And having other races is just other cars racing down the mountain, which are even easier to beat compared to the racing game mode. The road doesn't have less grip even though it's clearly frozen over. It could be because of the developer wanting a game mode about driving down a mountain without it being difficult to control your car, but the next game mode is literally the same thing. Desert Descent is just the same game mode except from the snow, the road having turns and the mountain having more elevation, so you can jump off them if you want to. Now on to Death Descent. So with the name, Death Descent, you'd probably think it would be something crazy, and well, so it's basically just a game mode where you crash into a wall. Well, for some reason you can have other cars with drivers that are even more incompetent to drive. The only thing you can really do with them is crash into them, since they don't really do anything. Except from crashing into the wall, the only other way you can really destroy your car is by driving off the hill you start at. Now, Legendary Descent. This game mode is basically like Icy and Desert Descent, but with really big potholes on the ground. Although a simple idea, for some reason this game mode is insanely difficult. The first two potholes are no problem, but the third one will destroy your car 99.99% of the time. And if it doesn't, it'll just basically make your car impossible to drive. Finally, Polygon. Basically a free roam mode where you just have to destroy your car. There are hammers, crushers, ramps, spikes, and some other stuff you can use to destroy your car. One cool thing about the map is that there are actually lifts you can use. So that's basically everything the game's got to offer, but there are some other little things you may have noticed. 1. This survival chance percentage, it's pretty much just a health counter. 2. This icon of a crash test dummy basically shows the bones you have broken or limbs that have been injured. Actually quite an interesting feature, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly for cosmetic. 3. This brake toggle when selecting a game mode. When switched off, this adds an icon of a brake with its temperature below. The harder you brake, the warmer it gets, and when it gets super hot it stops working, meaning that you can't brake and you'll probably have a higher chance of crashing. This is probably one of the more interesting features in this game that's actually somewhat realistic. So that's pretty much everything I can really talk about with this game. Although even if it does seem like I'm making fun of this game, it is actually decent for a small mobile game. It does have its downsides, but every single game does. Maybe with a few updates to polish some things out, then it could be a good mobile game. Although I have no interest in mobile games, I actually did put some effort in this game. So on that note, here's footage of this truck going down Death Descent.